have a seat. Please have a seat. Oh, it is so good to be here with all my sisters and brothers. I am a proud lifetime member of this organization. I asked my team to remember Venn diagrams, those 3 circles, right? And then let's just see where they overlap. So I asked my team, I said, do a Venn diagram on 2 circles for me. And in particular, the overlap of states.
The Washington Post reported last week that homeless shelters in D.C. were filling up, and groups are getting overwhelmed by these buses that the governors of Texas and Arizona are sending here full of migrants. How significant is this influx? How many people?
Well, this is a very significant issue. We have for sure called on the federal government to work across state lines to prevent people from really being tricked into getting on buses. We think they're largely asylum seekers who are going to final destinations that are not Washington, D.C. I worked with the White House to make sure that FEMA provided a grant to a local organization that is providing services to folks. But I fear that they're being tricked into nationwide bus trips when their final destinations are places all over the United States of America.
And it's because of what you did then. So I'm here to ask you to do what you know how to do, because when you do what you do on all of these issues, the American people win. Thank you.
Well, we've now seen gas prices fall for 34 straight days. They're down about 50 cents. That's positive. What it means is that for a typical household, you're probably generating savings about $50 a month.
We know, NAACP, that our country has a history of claiming ownership over human bodies.
So I think that the challenge for all of us now is that no one country can solve this problem by itself. We all have to be able to reduce the emissions. We have to accelerate the transition. We're behind. We're not yet fulfilling the promises that we made in Glasgow. So we have our work cut out for us, and I look forward to talking about that with you.
It's important to note that to support a woman's ability, not her government, but her, to make that decision does not require anyone to abandon their faith or their beliefs. It just requires us to agree the government shouldn't be making that decision for her.
Jackie, the New York Post reports Hunter Biden met with his father at least 30 times at the White House or the vice president's official residence, typically just days after returning home from overseas travel. The thought being Hunter may be relaying messages on behalf of foreign clients to his dad while Joe Biden was vice president. The meetings were found in a personal calendar on Hunter's laptop. Some examples: in 2011, Hunter and his business associates were chasing business in Colombia. March 12, 2022, Vice President Biden met with the former president of Colombia, according to emails on the laptop. There was a $1.8 billion power plant project and a $3 billion upgrade to the Bogota, Colombia subway system. The New York Post reports Hunter Biden business associate Eric Schwerin emailed Hunter in 2011 saying, quote, "If it works, we'll all be rich." Schwerin was listed as invited to 21 of 30 business meetings with Joe Biden. A month later, a formal contact with construction company OAS was sent to Hunter. Hunter and Schwerin discussed possible multi-million-dollar bonuses if the projects in Colombia worked out.
So we really want to base our treatment and to affirm and to support and empower these youth, not to limit their participation in activities and sports, and even limit their ability to get gender affirmation treatment in their state.
And U.S. Customs and Border Patrol released its southern border numbers for the month of June. As you mentioned, 207,000 encounters at the border, down slightly from the record high of 239,000 in May. But that brings this year's total encounters to 1,746,000. so far this fiscal year. That's eclipsing last year's record total of 1,734,000, and there are still 3 months left in the fiscal year of 2022. So we are now set to perhaps shatter last year's record. Also,
at the U.S.-Mexico border, a record number of crossings continue. A report from Customs and Border Protection reveals there were more than 207,000 encounters at the border in the month of June. It also shows a record-setting number of terrorist sightings. The overall number of border interactions is down from May's all-time high of 239,000. This is the fourth straight month where the report showed more than 200,000 encounters.